Are burning low. Maps are worn and dice are warm. It's time to let it go. Heroes born for just one night, then lost to legend's flame. Every tale is different, but the risk is still the same. Like closing eyes. Then fate rolls one last time.
Hey there, role players, gamers, geeks, freaks, and everyone in between. Welcome. I'm Deacon, and welcome to my table. This is Deacon's Table MiniAdventures, episode number 50, The Salt Harvest. And joining us this evening, we have 4 characters. Some you may be familiar with, and some you may not. We actually have one of our newer members who will be joining us this evening as well, and we will get everybody introduced momentarily. And I am going to start off actually with RT. She's below me, and she can introduce herself on who she is and who she will be playing this evening.
Hi, I am RT, and I play Riptide. She is the Tidewalker Mythweaver, and she's coming in with some brand new spells with a new level up, so should have some fun tonight.
Awesome. And then we have Valor. Valor, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Dave, and I play Valor, the lovely-looking toad that loves to play with people's minds.
I give him about a 7 out of 10. But anyway, and then beside Valor, we have Zahir. Zahir, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, everyone. I'm Hugh, and I'm playing Zahir, Asher, a desert elf warden and ready to have some fun.
Excellent, excellent. And last but not least is our newest player, Carrie. Carrie, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm Claire, and I'm playing Carrie, who is a Hollowborn, who is basically someone who survived enough crazy stuff to be a little bit magical for some reason.
Excellent, excellent. And this is our wonderful cast of characters. And for those of you that are wondering, I'm going to quickly throw a banner up there just because I haven't done this in a couple of, well, it's been a couple of weeks actually since we've done anything specific. This is our little reminder here. So please like, subscribe, follow, hit the little bell icon, all that other fun stuff. But importantly is the lnk.bio /DeaconsTable link. Click and follow that. You can find all of our socials, from Threads to Blue Sky to Facebook, you name it, we're there. YouTube, Twitch, Kick. We get around. We get around. We're TTRPG sluts, as they say, in a manner of speaking. So join us though. Come and hang out on the Discord, even if it's just to hang out. But if you're into role playing, do up a character. You can become part of this storyline. And you can become part of our games. We have live streams, we have live voice chat sessions on Discord, and we have play-by-post games. So 3 different ways of getting involved, and you can also solo roleplay. That's another aspect. So with that in mind, let's figure out what we are doing this evening. So I'm going to start off with this. The morning bustle of Riverhold is interrupted when Rolvin Kale, the dockmaster and trade coordinator, requests the party's presence at the warehouse overlooking River Quiet Landing. His usual calm demeanor remains unchanged, but the neatly organized ledger spread across the desk contains several blank entries where today's salt delivery should have been recorded. The Black Salt Flats should have delivered their first harvest yesterday. He says plainly. Instead, the workers came back before noon. He slides a small leather pouch across the table. Inside rests a handful of coarse black sea salt, still damp from the previous day's collection. No injuries, no people missing, no damaged equipment. They simply refused to continue. Rolvin explains that the Black Salt Flats lie roughly 3 miles east of Riverhold, where the East Reach River widens into its delta before meeting the southern expanse. Every season that they know of, and of course this is, again, they're learning a lot of information from the Plainstriders, of the region, and they're learning a lot from them. But every season, shallow lagoons form along that section of coastline. Where you can harvest this mineral-rich black salt, which will be definitely, as you guys know, working with homesteads, preservation. Salt is a rare commodity that you guys have been given in small amounts just because you don't get a lot of it. This will change things a little bit or a lot. The harvest will become an essential part of life here at East Reach Bend, preserving fish, meat, hides, provisions that will carry the settlement through the coming months, and then, of course, shipments to the mainland. The crew assigned to harvest included Mirafeld, whose knowledge of tides and shorelines made her the natural supervisor, along with Braca Stonehide, Anya Reed, and Nim Reedwhistle. And several members of the rotating labor pool. When questioned separately, each one of them told the same story. There weren't any stones there yesterday. Each morning, another dark, standing stone had appeared somewhere among the drying salt pools. None of the workers have actually seen one emerge. They simply arrive at dawn and find another stone standing where there had only been black salt the day before. Mira insists the tides have begun behaving strangely. Nim believes the water is not evaporating at all, but draining somewhere beneath the flats. Braca swears he heard deep grinding beneath the crusted salt shortly before the crew abandoned the site. None of them believe the stones are cursed. None of them claims to have seen monsters or anything like that. But every one of them refuses to return until someone determines what is happening. I don't care whether it's an old ruin, a shifting shoreline, or frightened imaginations. The salt harvest cannot stop. I need someone to go and find the truth. And that is where he leaves it. So, how do you guys compose yourselves to move forward? And you are all muted, you know.
Well, Carrie wants to go look at these rocks because Carrie has a thing with rocks.
So you want to go and explore no matter what, just to
Yeah.
kind of figure out. Okay, so
'Cause
right
I'm
now you
deep
guys are
into
standing on the
what
docks,
I
and
do.
this is where like the four of you are standing at River Quiet Landing on the docks in front of the warehouse. Rolvin Kale summoned you here, gave you the spiel, and kind of went about his business. So now it is up to you guys to get yourselves there. As they said, it's 3 miles east, where the river opens up into a delta into the southern expanse oceans and waterways. So, and the fog beyond, as you guys know, which should be breaking at some point in the near future. So with that, so I take it you guys all agree to head eastward?
And how are we getting there?
Probably going to walk.
Yeah, generally on foot. It's 3 miles. It's a 3-mile walk. It's not a long distance. You guys have now determined that whereas you don't see them at first, there are trails all the way through here. Some you guys have actually made yourselves, or the homesteaders have made themselves, but they've really well hidden them. But others have turned up. You find old plain strider trails, hunting trails. You find game trails. It's all kinds. So you start heading eastward along the riverbanks and some of the drier areas. Obviously, you don't want to get too close to the river because it doesn't make for easy walking. I mean, some people don't have a problem with that. I'm sure RT and Valor could probably take to the water and get there a lot faster than anybody else. But regardless of that, you guys do follow the trail. And the trail follows the East Reach River for the most part as it widens towards the sea. Warm air carries the scent of salt, wet reeds, and drying mud. In the distance, the fog-shrouded waters of the southern expanse blend almost seamlessly into the pale summer sky. Beyond a low rise, the black salt flats stretch across the coastline. Shallow lagoons shimmer beneath the midday sun, while black mineral-rich sand separates them into irregular pools. I should put, sorry, shoot. There we go. Wooden scrapers, wicker baskets, and hand carts remain scattered where the day's work should have begun. The harvest has stopped. A short distance inland, several workers sit beneath canvas awnings, hastily erected beside their wagons. Their conversations are quiet. Every few moments, someone's eyes drift towards the flats before quickly looking away. As you approach, a woman with sun-darkened skin and weathered work clothes stands to greet you. You must be the ones Rolvin sent. Her voice is steady. I hope you can tell us what we're looking at.
Here's to be the salt flats and some stone. The stones weren't here earlier?
No. They appear. Basically, in the morning, they're here, and you know, there's more. There'll be more tomorrow, or we're assuming there will be. No one's for the most part. By the way, she introduced herself. This is Mira, Mira Feld. You've probably seen her at the Seventh Share Day events, as well as in the tavern on occasion. She is one of the regular and one of the first workers that came along with the group when you guys got here. We've been harvesting here now for a couple weeks to try and build up enough and figure out a routine on how that we can do this. The water always drops a little bit, and that's normal, but all of a sudden, we get up and it was just like, and there's just stone that just came up out of the ground or just appeared. We don't know how it got here. No one's been injured. Nothing's gone missing. There's been no strange lights or voices or wildlife is behaving normally. The only thing that we've noticed is the water's drops faster than we expected to.
I'm going to ask, how many stones are there?
Let me take a quick peek. Where did it go? Where did it go? There are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 right now.
Okay, and they started appearing when?
Well, 8 days ago.
Oh, so it's 1 stone per day.
Yep, new one appears every day, and they're assuming that a new one is going to appear tomorrow.
And when the water recedes, is it a natural regression into the ground, so it seeps into the ground, or does it something?
Well, you're looking out at it now. So basically, the image you see there is kind of what you're looking at. There is one big stone, really tall one, and then they kind of incrementally go in size. So it's almost like the biggest one, and she confirms that was the first one that appeared, and then the next one, and next one. So, and they seem to get bigger, whereas one will appear, the other ones grow in size, but yet it doesn't. And she just looks at it and she says, "It doesn't make sense to us." But what you're seeing is what you're seeing. It doesn't look like it's necessarily the tide that's receding away from the ground. And this is where the one report that you guys were told, I believe it was Braca. He thinks that it's draining into the ground somewhere, somehow. And he's there. Braca handles the heavier work individuals. And he obviously loads. He loads the salt into the carts and so on. And he appears a little bit more embarrassed as he's kind of sitting there than afraid. I'm no storyteller, and honestly, I didn't see any monsters. I didn't hear any ghosts. He scratches his beard. But yesterday morning, I was loading baskets and I felt something through me boots. I just felt something, like a someone was shaking me boots, like stone, grinding against stone, deep down in the ground. And he's a hefty dwarven fellow. So,
I'm going to ask her one more question: whether or not they've noticed that these stones that are appearing, do they form some kind of pattern, circular pattern, like?
Well, you're looking at it,
Yeah.
and she pretty well confirms that. Well, after like the fourth one, we stopped even going over there.
Oh, okay, you're avoiding it. Okay.
So, but if you look, you can kind of see it. It looks like it's a ring, like a circle around space.
So with these rocks appearing, did anyone try to find out if there's any magic about them?
Braca kind of looks at you guys and scratches his beard again. He says, "Do I look like a wizard to you?
No.
That's why we asked for you guys to come. We don't want nothing to do with this until you figure it out.
Y'all are
We don't
sure
get paid
that,
enough for this."
and y'all are sure that the water is receding into the ground. It's not
Well,
evaporating.
They all tell you different things, and they all have their own. And you're hearing now different parts of the conversation, right? It seems like everybody has their own theory. Nim Reed Whistle, a Harefoot, kind of steps up. Nim was sent from Riverhold to study the shoreline vegetation and monitor the health of the salt pools. And unlike the others, she's very fascinated by everything. Like, she still doesn't go close, but she's watching very carefully the different areas, and she's kind of looking at it, and then she starts to etch something out in the dirt, in the sand beside her. kind of a rough sketch. She says, I don't think it's evaporating either. It's not going into the sea and it's not evaporating. And then she points to several shallow depressions. It's draining. Anybody want to roll a nature check?
I will.
I will.
I have aquaculture.
Okay. If aquaculture, you can use that. Yes.
I'll give Carrie a guidance for a D4.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. I got a 25.
25 for Zahir.
I got 19 plus 4 is 23.
23. Nice. So
Nice.
both of you, as you're looking, you're actually looking at two different depressions that she had pointed to. The first thing you actually notice is here that you actually almost see that little spiral funnel of water at a certain spot of the water that's pooled there. And Carrie, you're kind of looking at it as well, and you're just noticing that the way that the water is lowering within the recession, it's falling too quickly to be explained by evaporating in the summer heat, for sure. So it's definitely confirmed that it's not going anywhere else. It's draining into the ground.
Okay. I am going to use the end of my war pick to poke it.
So you're going to actually go out and go exploring.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, right now you guys are off.
I'm not actually that close to it.
No, where you see the image on the screen, I don't know if you're well, yeah, you should be able to see the screen there. That's basically you guys on the shore talking to the workers, and those stones in the distance, they're probably about 150 yards, like a football field and a half away.
Okay.
Quite a distance, so you'd have to walk there for sure.
Right, but I'm not going to walk there yet. Am I close enough to the stones that if I cast detect magic will detect something about them? If there's something
that far away, no.
Oh.
Yeah, that far away, there's no way.
I'm going to proceed out to the stone. I actually want to observe the stones. I want to look for markings. I want to look for anything on it that makes it unusual.
Okay, well, as you're approaching, you get to about the 200-foot mark, and you're heading towards the biggest one because it's the one closest to where you are right now. The first one that they said was the first one that appeared. It's a dark basalt stone. Yeah,
A dark
basalt stone.
Oh, okay.
It's not sandstone. It's not the normal gray stone you've seen below. This is. It's basalt.
So here what we've got with him.
Yeah, so if the two of you are out there, and if you're going a little closer, it's weathered. And as you get closer still, it's carved with shallow grooves that spiral around its surface. It does not cast a shadow of any kind. None of the stones do. It emits no light. It simply stands where no one had remembered seeing it before. It's just there.
That is weird. I am going to do a.
Now you can do a detect magic. By the way, you're close enough if you want to.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to do detect magic, and I'm also going to do my history stone cutting.
Okay.
And I still have guidance, right?
If you already used it, I believe it's a one use, but I can cast it again.
Oh, also, I just remembered that I have guidance, and I can cast it on myself if I want to do that. So that is 16 plus 1 plus 6 is 25.
Okay. And you've cast detect magic as well. These stones, these look like deep earth stones, not surface stones. that it's not those markings on it are not natural. They are clearly carved markings, and strangely enough, there is no magical aura anywhere around them, which seems odd because as you're looking there and the sun is beaming down, and you're all casting shadows, but they're not.
Archie's gonna walk up and touch one, see if it's an illusion.
But if
Well,
it was
as
really-
you're getting closer, and as you guys are now approaching the actual stones, those first few steps right directly into the flats are accompanied by the crunch of hardened salt beneath your boots. Thin sheets of black mineral deposits glisten beneath a coating of white crystals, creating an uneven patchwork that stretches towards the distant shoreline. The air is still. There's no insects buzzing, no birds circling overhead. Only the occasional creak of drying mud breaks the silence. Ahead, the standing stones, and especially that big one, rises from the salt as though it had always been there. Beyond it, you just see shimmering heat and shallow pools and the other stones kind of forming a circular pattern around it. So you go up and you touch it, and you touch it. It's stone. Are you investigating it? Are you... Well, actually, if because you're the first one to touch it, roll me a perception check.
Sure. Would this count as environmental awareness?
Yes.
Okay. So that is...
So happy you guys are learning how to use those specializations.
22.
22. You're looking, like you've got your hand on it and you're looking up, and it's big. The standing stone does not stand perfectly upright. It leans ever so slightly towards the southeast. Curiously, every visible groove also points in the same direction.
And the stones in their entirety are forming what seems to be a circle.
Looks like a circle, yeah.
They're all pointing to the southeast. Do I...
Anybody else checking out this particular stone as you're standing now by the first stone? You can do history, investigation, like what do you guys want to try?
Zahir will investigate the stone.
Okay.
I'm going to do another history to remember to see if I've seen any rocks with carvings like this.
Yep. Okay.
Is that stone cunning too?
So Zahir, your investigation revealed?
Nothing. It was a 7.
Yeah, you're just like, no,
It's rock.
it's a big rock.
It tastes kind of salty.
Actually, do you taste it?
Yes.
It doesn't taste salty.
Oh, snap.
Everything, like the air here, tastes salty, but it does not.
Okay.
Carrie, what did you roll on your history?
I rolled a 17.
17. The carvings that you're looking at, I mean, they're it's miraculous. Like, this is a large stone. They don't resemble writing. Instead, they appear to represent repeating patterns, concentric circles, flowing lines, small notches positioned at regular intervals, almost as though they measured something.
So this is some sort of mathy thing?
No.
I'll make my attempt at investigation then. 22.
Well, you're looking at this basalt and the grooves carved in it. Everything in it is deliberate. Every carving, every groove, every notch, deliberate. Although weathered, they are remarkably crisp. The carving style is unlike anything you've ever seen around here. There's
So
a
it
pattern
doesn't-
to it.
It doesn't match anything from the giants to the dwarves.
Or the earth sprites or the harefoot.
Nope.
Fascinating.
Can I do history to see if this is anything like that cave under Vardengrim that Carrie survived getting out of before they came to the island?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Are these markings, these circular markings? Because for some reason, circles seem to appear throughout this freaking island.
Circles do appear a lot, but you know yourself, circles appeared a lot. Well, back in Kelpwood, there was a lot of spiral imagery. Concentric circles seem to be definitely a thing here. But as I said, there are concentric circles, but there's also these ticks and measurements. It looks like some form of measuring stick, to be honest.
Why would you want to have a gigantic rock measuring stick?
Now that
Right now, you're only looking at one, right? You're looking at the main stone.
I wanted to go to one of the other ones to see if it has the exact same marking, or does it have lesser markings? Like, is there one primary rock with subsidiary rocks around it?
Well, as you move to the next stone, that it's not quite as big as the first one. You determine that it matches exactly the first, including its lean. It's leaning to the southeast ever so slightly. The markings also lines and point towards the southeast.
So if I were to stand there and if I were to walk straight from the direction of which this lean is, where would it take me?
Let me pull up my map.
Sorry.
If I can find it.
And just to let you know, Zahir would be going with Valor.
Unless you guys say otherwise, I'm assuming most of you are probably within a pretty close circle, examining the stones or moving about them anyway. Where is the shimmy map here that I can have a look at? Yeah, there it is.
And I'm going to copy these markings on the stone down in my salvager ledger in case I happen to want to see what they look like later.
Yeah, you start copying the patterns and that down. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. Looking where the salt flats is, southeast, technically barely follows the coast. If you were to go in a straight line to the direction that these things are pointing, it will follow the coastline southeast on the island, but only for maybe a mile before it would head out into the open southern expanse.
Okay.
Into the water.
Having grown up on the stormy shores, do these look like maybe one of the water measuring stones or some type of sundial?
Roll me. Your first guess is closer to it. Some form of water measurement, maybe perhaps. Now, you guys are moving amongst the stones themselves, and you're examining. So, you may roll an investigation or a nature check if you want to check the nature for the water that it's appearing in the pools in the ground. Investigation if you want to actually, more closely examine all the stones as they go around.
I'll attempt a nature.
I'll do investigation.
Okay.
I'll do a nature as well.
Ooh. 25. I rolled really well.
I just got 26.
20, not natural.
Okay, that's fine. Both are high enough. So with the investigation, the stones are positioned, strangely enough, with remarkable precision. They are not random, and they are not decorative either. They appear to form part of this circular arrangement, but when I say precision, it's like the exact same distance between each all the way around. Something's not well, something's more than what you're seeing. With the nature check, the water surrounding the stones appears lower than everywhere else. Small, as you're now paying attention, and you're seeing the little tiny pools of water, small whirlpools form, and all of a sudden the water drains in through a tiny fracture in the stone. And then, all of a sudden, away about 10 feet away, you'll see another, now that you're paying attention.
How deep is the water that we're currently standing in?
Right now, you could be completely dry and then take a step, and it's no more than maybe an inch deep around here.
They're just puddles.
They're just little puddles.
Okay.
Those that noticed the spiraling water. Now, I don't know if you're pointing it out, but if not, if you notice the draining water, you can make a survival or an investigation check.
We'll go survival.
Investigation.
23.
19 on investigation.
31 for survival.
Hang on a sec. I'm still adding this in my head.
It's okay.
20?
Yep. Okay, survival rolls. The water clearly is not evaporating, but as you're investigating, or you're doing your survival, you're checking everything, tasting the water, doing the whole. This is not ocean water. This is fresh water from the river. Something beneath the crust is allowing the water to escape. It's being puddled here near the shoreline, because you're pretty much right beside the river delta, right? So the salt flats kind of extend off to the side of that. So obviously some of the river water has gotten into these small recessed pools, and something is letting the water in. Those of you that rolled investigation, you find tiny cracks that radiate outward from the center of the stone formation. Because as you're now looking, you're kind of following the cracks, and they all seem, and you guys are not all right together. Like one of you might be by one stone, another by another stone. All of a sudden, you start to look towards the center of the circle, because the cracks are pointing, or the cracks seem to be radiating out from that. And there are some newer cracks that are forming that you actually watch form. Some actually have widened wide enough for just the water that is just simply gone. You see this big, deep, dark crack in the ground. But it all seems to be coming from the center. And right now, you've just gone around the outside ring of the stones.
Okay, so I want to take a really closer look, more towards the center of this.
Okay.
Conglomerate of stones. I want to try to determine, is something forcing its way up through the beds, like a large dais or something, like a stone pad or something? Because I don't think things are attached.
What you're looking at, okay, you're looking towards the center. There's probably about 60 feet between you, or maybe a little bit long, maybe 100 feet to the center of the circle. So it's about 200 feet across.
Okay.
Diameter, something like you know what I mean. I can't get an idea on the map. I'm trying to figure. Maybe not that big. Okay, yeah, sorry, my bad. It's only about 25 to 30 feet to the center.
Okay.
Okay, my measurements were off. Okay, sorry. You're looking towards it, and there seems to be there are all these little puddles around the stones where you're at, and the water here is lower than everywhere else. But all of a sudden, near the center of the circle, it's raised up a bit.
The water or the land?
The land.
The land.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to take a much closer look at that center.
So you're going to go head over to it?
Yeah.
Yes, Zahir is going to head over to the center as
Anybody
well.
else going to head to the center, or are the other two going to stick by the stones, or what are you doing?
I'm going to go and poke one of these little places where the water's draining.
Okay, so you're going to check out more of the water drainage. What about you, RT?
I'm gonna get probably about here, not getting too close to the center.
Well, I don't
But-
see where you're at because I'm at an elbow right now. So.
Oh, okay. I'm near one of the stones, kind of watching as the others are moving about. And just kind of watching how the water that's currently there moves, see if there's any unusual vibrations.
Okay, so you guys would be about here, I think, on that side, as you would. All right,
Okay.
so I can get a feel for where you're at, so and then get back to what I'm looking at here. Okay, that is where we are. Should have changed that, but anyway. So for Zahir and Valor, please roll me dexterity saving throws. As you approach the center of what now you see to be an emerging stone itself, a smaller circle, the salt crust becomes noticeably thinner.
So I got a nat 20 for 22.
Okay. Valor?
17.
17. You just notice the weakening of the surface as you step safely aside as it kind of collapses a little bit. You don't know if that would have continued to go down or not, but it just kind of, the brittle sand kind of caves and you sidestep it and continue walking forward. Eventually, you reach this slight rise near the center of the formation. Enough has actually now emerged that you can kind of see its true nature. What first appeared to just be, isolated stones around this rising something in the ground has revealed itself to be something a little bit greater. These dark basalt pillars rise in a broad circle. Many are still half buried. You're assuming centuries of sand beneath them, wind blowing as well. Between several of the exposed stones, several sections of carefully fitted stone paving begins to emerge as you're looking out from the center. You're noticing. You didn't really notice it from there, but here you're kind of noticing there's an outline of perhaps a wall of some kind, unmistakable pattern. Never a collection of monuments. It was built deliberately, purposefully, long before anyone here, obviously, including the Planestriders, can remember. Just gonna make sure you guys are got all this covered. They form a circular structure. Yep. Site intentionally constructed. Yep. Yeah, it's not ceremonial, by the way. You have determined that these are observational markings of some kind, like measuring. The water is draining beneath, and you have the center of this formation, and there is unstable ground. So you two, Valor and Zahir, you are the ones that notice there is unstable ground, and you are standing there at this point. The center of the stone has an indent in the top of it, this center stone that you've stepped upon. There's like a divot, I guess you can call it, a divot in the stone. As though basically it's settled inward, like there's a flat spot. So it doesn't look, this part looks natural, like something had settled that way. There is a black salt that crusts the ground in thick plates, cracked white along the edges where the sun has hardened them. Shallow water glimmers between the stones, moving in faint circles that do not match the wind. More basalt pillars seem to be rising. Some are, the ones you can see, are fully exposed. Others still buried to the shoulder beneath salt and sand. Others just the newest one, just a little point out of the water, out of the sand itself. The carvings are catching the light in narrow grooves, circles within circles, lines like river channels, and small marks placed with careful regularity. At the heart of the circle, this broad stone platform lies half revealed beneath the salt. Water drains through cracks around it slowly, steadily, as though the flats are breathing downward. On the central platform, you can check. People can take. Well, right now, it's just the two of you. Investigation, history, nature, and I'm going to get to the other two on the outside in a second.
Okay. I can do nature.
I'll do investigation. Ooh, nat 20. 24.
Yeah, I got a 24 as well.
Both on nature?
No, mine's investigation.
Mine's nature.
Okay, so the investigation, the platform's carved lines, you start to make out as you're there, align with the surrounding standing stones. It was designed as a measuring device for certain, not a shrine. The marks appear intended to track where light, shadow, water, and fog cross the stone at different times of the year. Even though there is no shadows cast from the stones onto outside surfaces, you are seeing the light reflect differently upon the lines that are at your feet and on those surrounding stones. Zahir, the carvings correspond to seasonal water movement. The lines indicate tide patterns, river overflow, salt deposition, and possibly even the fog direction. This seemed to be an ancient environmental observatory.
I will explain that to everyone.
Okay,
That's
well, you're okay. At this point, it's just the two of you at the center. You are about a little bit away from the other two. Now, the other two. The more you look, and the more you explore the water and everything else, why the water is going downwards, Carrie, you're not quite sure. It's curious and unique. It just seems like cracks in the stone, and the water is draining into probably a hollow underneath the ground. That part looks pretty normal for the most part. But the more you guys look around this outside ring of stones, the less they start to seem. They stop seeming mysterious. Not less old, not less important, but less like a warning. Each pillar marks a point in a wider pattern. The grooves align with the platform in the center, where you see your two companions standing. The platform seems to align with the sea. The sea aligns with the river mouth behind you. This was not built to keep something out. It was built to remember when the waters changed.
An important thing to know.
So at this point, just to kind of reassess where you guys have figured a few things out, you're in a settlement, an outpost, that consists of some surface buildings, or some ruined surface buildings when you got here, that were about 150 years old. Beneath those, been finding hidden structures that are older than 150 years old. But yet they were buried structures. Some of them appeared to maybe have one time been on the surface, not under the ground. Now you're seeing an ancient measuring device near the ocean edge, that measured the fog and measured the water rising and lowering and everything else. So you're there's something environmental about this particular situation that you find yourself in. Now let's see, you guys, actually all of you can make an intelligence check, please.
Straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence.
I got a 10.
7.
Hey, I also got a 10.
You're muted there, Baylor.
18, sorry.
Okay, Valor. As again, all these clues just suddenly click for you. This structure is a tidal and seasonal calendar. It could be used to predict the best salt harvest, the most dangerous flood periods, the coastal fog movement, seasonal fish migrations, storms approaching patterns, and river delta shifts. So this is quite the discovery of information that could be really beneficial to the outpost and to Riverhold.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Would we not have passed this coming up the river?
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have seen these things? Or we didn't pay
No,
attention?
because remember, they only started appearing 8 days ago.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I was wondering. Why would we not have seen something?
Yeah.
Because we've been here for quite some time.
Yes.
So do these pop out now, or do they have?
Well, they've started using themselves this particular area. Now the Plain Striders had instructed Riverhold, and this is again the workers. If you guys go back and talk to the workers before you go any further, they explained they've been here now for several weeks. Starting the process of trying to figure out how to best mine the salt.
Okay.
The Plain Striders instructed them where to find it all along this particular section of coast. This crew just determined that this location, where it is, its proximity to the coast and the proximity to the river was best aligned for them because it made it easy so that they can get shipments either overland, they can send something upriver, they can send something by ship. Like it's all here depending on how things transpire. This isn't precisely where the Plain Striders told them exactly to go. They just said along this coast, there's these black salts. They chose this particular spot. And as you're looking at this particular spot, it's almost like they picked it unknowingly but perfectly, that it aligns with everything. It aligns with the coast, it aligns with the river delta and so on, and these stones and the markings. And so they started to work this land, and then all of a sudden 8 days ago this started happening.
Okay, so looking at what is in front of me right now, are there markings of any not that I could read the damn things, but are there markings on the ground, etchings on the ground that could be interpreted by somebody on this island? For example, if we say this is a dial, and it depends on where we see the little shadow of that little pointy thing in the middle, if something goes there, like a Stonehenge type thing, would they be able to read those ruins that are on the ground?
Well, it's not, as I said, the more and more you look at it, they're not really ruins.
Okay.
They're actual like measurement markings, like you would see the ticks on a ruler. That type of thing, and or a compass, or it definitely is a calendar. Not really a sundial, but a calendar or a measuring device of measuring the water, the sun, and so on. So it definitely plays into that theory. You guys are all standing around and you're talking amongst yourselves and trying to figure it out. And Carrie, you've been watching the water, and it continues to drain through new cracks that open and appear. Little areas that were a puddle of about a half inch now has no water left in it, just randomly throughout the space. And every few minutes you're standing there, and at first you didn't even notice it. But now that you've been here probably 20, 25 minutes talking, every few minutes there's a low grinding sound that passes beneath the salt crust, like what Raka had kind of expressed. You don't really sense it as much. Actually, Carrie, you have stone cutting of some kind, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You feel it more than everybody else. Like you can feel now the vibration beneath your feet. And you can make me a perception check.
Okay. Let me look something up. I forgot to print my character sheet out. Ten.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. The sound isn't coming from the stones themselves at all. It's beneath them. 10 doesn't really give you anything more than that, but that's what it is. Anybody else want to try for survival or?
I'll give survival a shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna change my dice though. Let's go with the purple one. $20, not natural.
Okay. You're kind of looking, and everybody's doing their thing. You notice that the drainage is increasing. Not steady, but it's increasing. The crust near the center won't remain stable much longer, and the party should withdraw or move with extreme care.
Guys, whatever's going on, something is getting worse. We should gather in one central location. That ground's about to get a lot shakier.
Can I get everybody to make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Now, were we all at that center point?
No, you're all around. Like only the very center is you and Zahir.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I
Still
was
within the circle is Carrie and RT, but not at the very center.
okay, and we would have heard her give us that warning.
Yep, she shouted, like as I said, it's like 15, 20 feet away from you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Eyo.
Double checking.
26.
17. 17.
17.
Zir got a 17 as well.
17. Okay. RT.
I have advantage, so I had 20. 22
Oh, I
plus
also
3,
have
25.
advantage against being pushed, knocked prone, or pushed on rocky or uneven terrain.
Yes, I have that with my bracers. So that was a total of 25 for our
Okay.
It's
So
still 26.
what you guys notice, if you notice the picture there, there's a kind of an opening, but it's more towards the center. It's not off to the side. It's the center, center hole. One of the cracks just kind of gives way and opens up into the space, and you all keep your footing. You don't fall or anything like that. But the crack widens with a wet sound, and a rush of brine vanishes into darkness beneath the platform. So now you see seawater coming in from underneath. So there was river water draining from the top. There's seawater underneath. There, for one heartbeat, everything in that space is visible. It's not a chamber of carved walls. It's not a buried temple. It's a natural cavern of sorts, wet, black stone, seaweed, broken shells, and something moving beneath the water. Then a low breath rolls upward through the fissure, carrying the scent of brine, mud, and old scales. The ground shudders once, hard. It will now.
Oh, hi, friend.
Hi. Now,
Yeah,
you
I'm
may,
giving him a hug.
you may withdraw or engage. I mean, you're not in direct melee at this point, but that is your option, is to stay and prepare for a fight by the looks of it, of whatever this thing is coming out, or to retreat.
Oh, wow.
That is a big freaking sea monster.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not 100% of what you're seeing. Let me see if I got a better image that I can show you of what this thing. It's still that large, like it's big. It looks like that.
Oh,
Ooh. It's an ancestor.
Kind of like more like a dinosaur than a dragon.
Dino toad. It's a
Okay.
dino.
One thing that a lot of people, I mean, if you've read some of the materials that are out there for Foreverland, the dragons of Oiala-ndor they're not the dragons of D&D. They're maybe more old school. What a dragon is, what I think a dragon should be. It's up there with celestials, along with the true giants. For me, are up there with celestials. They're more like titans of true giants. But dragons, where no one in the group that we know has seen close up a dragon. Most people that have seen a dragon even flying overhead, it wasn't actually a dragon, it was a drake of some kind. And some drakes have wings, some drakes don't. This is a drake. This is a delta brineback drake that has erupted from the fissure.
Is this anything like the one we saw in the swamp that was guarding its eggs?
Could be. It's probably the same. What you're looking at is the same type of animal. Yes, same type of beast.
Oh.
They don't look the same exactly the same, but this is definitely of the same species of some kind. It's a drake. They're both drakes. Just so I can figure out. And at this point, I'm going to share my owlbear screen. Or I'm going to try to share my owlbear screen. If it will let me. I don't know why it's not letting me. Let's do this. And we do.
Yeah, you gotta make sure Carrie gets in there too.
Yeah,
Carrie's in, I think, or Carrie was in.
Hang on. I thought I was in. Let me see.
You're currently not in.
Now I see.
Now you are.
There you go.
Now you are.
Now I see.
I just have to make some changes here. Make sure I can see everybody. This is a pain in the butt. I need to go to this one. There we go.
Someone needs a token. Someone needs a token.
Are you having fun there, Dave? Okay, just so I can see everything on my screen. I really got to get another monitor. Driving me nuts. So where we are, where is the map? But
Gary, did you drop out of Albert?
Oh, back in.
again.
Okay.
Okay, as long as you're there. So yeah, everybody's kind of inside the circle at this point. And what has come out is this thing right here.
Get back to that hole.
The central fissure splits wider with a sharp crack that runs through the salt crust like lightning through dark glass. Brine vanishes into the opening, and the exposed stone groans. The platform itself that you're on, Valor and Zahir, it shifts beneath its own weight, and the air fills with the bitter smell of salt, mud, and old stagnant water. This shape emerged upright through the broken crust, throwing black water and salt shards into the sun. Long jaws snap shut with the sound like a splitting oar. A low, rigid body drags itself from the flooded cavern, its hide mottled gray, green, and black, with its limbs thick with muscle, its eyes bright and cold beneath a crown of blunt horns. The creature shakes brine from its scales and turns towards the movement. It was not waiting here, it was disturbed, and now the flats belong to it. I need initiative, please.
What do you need? Initiative?
Add to initiative. And,
okay.
And roll your initiative, please. Thank you. And what is his? He's got a +1, and that's a 17 for him.
11.
Wow.
Okay, so if you go to the cross swords, Carrie, you can enter your initiative in there. So that keeps track of our initiative tracker. Now, just so everybody understands with what you're looking at here. The central fissure, it's a jagged opening. It's about 15 feet wide. It drops from what you see 15 feet into a flooded cavern below. Anybody that falls will take damage, obviously. Climbing out will require some doing if you fall into that hole. The shallow salt pools at some spots at this point, they're no more than ankle deep. Although because it is uneven and it's the salt is cracking, it is difficult terrain. The standing stones will provide you with half cover if you're using the standing stones. And some areas of the battlefield, as you know already, are unstable because of the salt crust. So, with that, we are at the top of the round, and that is Zahir.
Yeah. So I will bonus action Sentinel Stance to begin with, and then cast Blur and move in front of Valor.
Okay.
Yeah. So you hear me call out and Dune can't, and a swirl of sand comes around Zahir, and he turns into something like a whirlwind.
Okay.
He pulls out his hammer. That's my turn.
Okay. RT.
I'm not used to going this early in initiative. Let's see. What do I want to do? This thing definitely seems to have become aggressive. Can I try to judge its intentions on if it's protecting something or it's just claimed this land and we got to get rid of it?
Well, roll me an insight.
All right.
And this is just an instant, so it's a free action I'm going to let you have.
Thank you.
Get a kind of a quick read on it.
That is going to be... I think I have a +5 to my insight. Let me double check that. Oh, I have higher than that. Okay, that is going to be a 18 insight.
You have clearly awoken a territorial, aggressive creature. He was sleeping, and you woke him up.
Yep, we poked the bear. Alrighty.
Yeah. So now you can take your action.
Okay. My spellbook wants to say what it's supposed to say. We're gonna go with an ability and curse it. So I'm going to use Bestow Curse with the... Using Bestow Curse through the Tailbinding Mythweaver feature, and I am going to make it... have disadvantage... I'm going to do it has to make a wisdom save in order to do anything on its turn.
Okay. Yeah, that's done well for you in the past. Sure.
We'll see if it keeps going that way.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. That brings us to my turn.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
Then you can beat me up.
Get pippers. Just make sure I got everything. Yep. And a +2 to this. 16. believe that's a save, RT.
Double checking.
16.
Hmm. I have a different thing I can use. Yeah, that saves, but
Okay.
the curse remains.
I think did we lose Carrie?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. I'm getting back there. Oops. Damn it. Where is Carrie? Here we go. Carrie's back.
They're not an owlbear.
Oh. Am I now Burnett?
Let me see.
Yes.
Yep. You're back.
They're still in the initiative, so they're good.
Yeah, and it's my initiative. So it has moved towards Zahir, and it is going to attack. It makes 2 attacks. The first one is
It's a disadvantage because of blur.
Okay. Okay. Where is my dice? Oh, never mind. I'm going to use this one. Okay, so 1. Can you mix and match the color of the dice? I never found that out. Can you do that?
Yes, you have to select the one that's at the bottom that has the 2 different ones, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yes. And then you
There it
can
is.
select.
Ta-da. Oops. Nope. Never mind.
Oh.
I'm trying to find out how to do this. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I found it. So I got to do that and that.
Well, you rolled 2 14s.
Oh, did I? Okay, so 14 plus 8. So that is a 22.
Yeah, those aren't going to hit.
Okay, and that was on the bite. And now a tail comes up. With disadvantage, and this is plus 9 on this.
Okay.
And that's both
5
both
plus 9. Yeah.
Okay, they both missed. So its attacks miss on you.
Does he get nailed with the shield?
Yeah, it's 2d4 bludgeoning. I'm pretty sure it's not going to do much.
Hey, you know what? Every hit counts.
Every little bit counts. 3.
3 points of damage.
3 total. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and as for just you like looking at it, so here you will know, you'll note that there's no way you can knock this thing prone. It's
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at his body mass. It's just like he's a lump. He can't go anywhere. So, with that though, we are on to next initiative. That is Carrie. You're up.
Okay. I am going to shoot at it with my crossbow.
Okay.
That is a 7. And okay. I have +5, but it's a big scaly thing. I don't think I hit it.
No. He's got an AC of 18.
Ooh, I'm done.
For those that want to know. Valor, you're up.
Okay, before I start, I'm going to let out a massive croak. So everyone will have advantage on their next attack. Okay, and we're going to send him off with a little kiss. Which one do I want to hit?
Aren't you so nice?
What's that?
Aren't you so nice?
Yeah.
So I have to make I think it's intelligence.
Intelligence.
So intelligence for me, -4.
10, 2d10.
Oh. Okay, I saved.
You just
Nat
saved.
20.
You just saved.
Nat 20.
With a minus on there?
Nat 20.
With a minus? Okay, then we'll give him a couple of kisses.
Still takes half damage, though, so.
Oh, no, wrong one. Sorry. I need to add 2d6. 2. I will give him 3 little kisses. We'll see what happens here. Okay. 30. So if that's still 15. That's fine.
That helps.
It's a good start.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. And that brings us now to the top of the round. So here, you're up.
Okay. I have advantage on this.
Yep.
But I don't think a 16 is going to hit.
No.
So that was first attack. I have a second attack. Is it advantage on just the first attack, Vaylor?
It just says advantage on your next.
On the next attack.
Yeah, it's the first attack. So 3. I miss.
Phew.
Okay.
Whack.
RT. You up.
All right, let's try to do something a little different. But still a classic for me. Since that advantage is still going, we are going to do a firebolt with the advantage. Which my plus on that, I believe, is 8. Going to bonus action, enter legend lore.
Okay.
So yes, that is a plus 8. So that is going to be a... Damn, I don't think that's going to hit. That's an 18.
That hits. Just.
Okay. So that is going to be... 10 fire damage plus 4 psychic. And that will... RT's also going to take 1 step back.
Okay.
That will end her turn.
Okay. That brings us to me. Oops. No, not that one. Da. Carrie's just outside of it. So RT and Carrie get missed. As for the other two, as it opens its maw and spits this spray out towards you of this black ichor-like substance, you guys can make me a dexterity saving throw, please, for Valor and Zahir.
17.
14.
14 is a fail.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll some damage here.
Oh, everybody has plus 10 temporary hit points from me. I forgot to mention that.
Okay. 11 damage for Valor.
Okay.
It's acid. 22 for Zahir. And Zahir, you are blinded until the end of your next turn. Or sorry, you're blinded until the end of its next turn.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. I'm just rereading. Okay, that was worded wrong. No, it's your next turn. End of your next turn. So,
Okay.
that makes more sense. Just looking at it going, what the heck? And look how they worded it. Like, okay. Yeah, it's like an acid spray. Just covered you guys.
I took damage, 22, DC 11 concentration check, constitution check.
Okay.
I have +8 to constitution, so 8 plus 3 is 11, so I passed.
Okay.
So blur is still active.
All right. Blur is still active. That's good. And it is, oops, where are we at? Carrie, you're up.
Okay.
Remember,
Hang on, let me move myself. I am going to go and smack this thing with my war pick.
Okay, so you are going to move towards it. And so 5. What's your movement? 15, 20, 30. Yeah, you can pretty well get to here. Okay, you can get up to it, no problem.
yeah, don't forget you have advantage still, eh?
Yep. How you making out there, Carrie? Did we lose you?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
do now.
Okay. So I realized I did the math wrong. It's 18. Does 18 hit it?
Yes, 18 hits it, just.
Okay, good. That is D8 plus 3 piercing damage is 5 piercing damage, and I'm going to use my bonus action to attack it with my dagger.
Okay.
That is 17 plus 7. Oh, that
That hits.
definitely hits. And damage is D4 plus 5 is 7. And I'm done.
Nice. Okay. Valor, you're up.
All right. Here we go. Time for another kiss. 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 3 little kisses again. Let's see what we do. What? Easy. 9.
He failed.
Well, good. It takes all 9.
It's got a -4 to its intelligence, so it's probably going to fail. Okay, and that brings us to the top of the round. So here, you're up.
Okay. I will be
However,
attacking with disadvantage.
okay. Everybody, make me a dexterity saving throw. As all the sand around this fissure begins to buckle.
18.
Okay, you're fine.
So here,
19.
You're fine.
Sorry.
I have advantage. Oh, that doesn't help. I got a 12.
You're prone.
Okay.
Carrie?
21.
Okay, you're fine. So everybody's fine except for Zahir, who just fell on his ass. That's all.
Okay. It's my turn, so I use half my movement to stand up.
Okay. So you now basically have quarter movement at this point if you need to move.
Okay.
Because you're already in difficult terrain, so.
I ignore difficult terrain.
Okay.
And I will attack with disadvantage. Nope. That misses. And attacking again with disadvantage. 11 plus 9 hits.
Okay.
It's a D8 plus 5 for bludgeoning, so 7 bludgeoning.
Okay.
13 fire.
Okay.
And a second level. Thunderous Smite is 15 thunder.
Okay.
And you said he can't be knocked prone, but can I knock him back 10 feet?
You can try, yeah.
Well, he needs a DC 16 strength save.
Okay.
Push him back. Wait.
Plus 7. 21.
Oh, makes sense. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. RT, you're up.
All right. First off, I would like it to fail an intelligence save.
Well, that's not hard.
Why? You roll a 20.
No, one.
Okay.
Failed.
I had to click a lot of D6s. Let's hope this works out better for me than Baylor.
Oh, wow.
That is going to be in. I am arranging it so it will only hit our lizardy friend and not the rest of my allies. That is going to be. RT raises a hand, and the energy around it starts to feel with static of blue energy.
Yep.
And then all erupts down on it, dealing 22 points of 22 points of psychic, and then an additional 4. Because it failed the save, for 1 minute, it will be rolling a d6 and subtracting the number rolled from all of its attacks and ability checks, as well as con saves to maintain concentration.
Ooh.
Synaptic Static is my favorite dang spell. Also, I think I forgot to mention it last time. It is still under the
curse.
Yes. So we'll have to make that again.
Yeah. Yep.
And I feel good about that, so I'm going to call my turn there.
That's very nice. Did you want to move behind the pillar?
You know what? Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'm just saying. It's cover. He
Okay.
offered.
Plus 2 to this, and he failed the saving throw, so he can't do anything. Stuck. He can't act, so therefore, Carrie, you're up.
Okay. Wait. Did Baylor do the giving everyone advantage thing again?
No.
Okay, no.
You what?
You didn't give advantage again.
No, it's only I can only do one every short rest. So
Oh, right then. I'm going to attempt to smack it with my war pick. And that is 15 plus 5 is 20, which hits it.
Yep.
And that's 8 plus 3, which is 3 plus 3 is 6. And I'm going to use my bonus action to try and stab it with my dagger.
Hey, well, you can see again, Zahir.
I know. Thank you.
That does not hit it. I'm done.
All right. Baylor, you're up.
yeah, we're gonna let him roll at the intelligence. Oh, sweet Alabama!
14.
No, that fails.
Okay.
So
What do you take?
14 on it. Sorry?
What damage did you take?
14.
14. Okay. That brings us now to top of the round. Zahir, you're up.
Nope. Uh, 12 plus 9 hits.
That hits.
D8 plus 5 bludgeoning, so 9 bludgeoning.
Okay.
5 fire.
Okay.
And 12 thunder. And another DC 16 strength save. And he's got that -6.
Yeah, he's got a minus something, all right.
He done dead now.
You done deaded him. You
Oh.
unalived him.
Well, oops.
Oops. Yeah. Oopsie. I didn't mean to do it. Yeah. Just trying to make sure where we at right now. That was at the top of the round, right?
You guys did all the hard work. I barely hit him.
Okay, I do need everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw, though, because this was at the top of the round that you made that attack. They took me down.
Another
Actually,
17.
sorry, only Carrie, Valor, and Zahir need to make it. RT, you do not.
I am screwed with a capital S. I just rolled a nat 1.
Nice. I got a 19.
17 for myself.
Okay, so you're fine. Carrie, you end up, there's a crack that appears here between it and you and its body, and you go tumble into the fissure below.
No, my new boots.
You will take.
I see her go down.
You will
Them.
take.
Do I see Carrie? Do I see Carrie going down?
Yeah, Carrie takes 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, sorry. Out comes the tongue.
to get her back out.
Sticky
You're being
tongue.
licked by a toad, Carrie.
Grasp Carrie to bring to safety. God, that tongue comes in handy.
That was disgusting. Thank you.
Yeah. So the
Hey.
great final movement sends ripples through the black brine. Salt dust hangs in the air, glittering in the sunlight like pale ash. Around you, the standing stones remain upright, silent and unmoving, while water continues to drain slowly through the wounded earth. The creature was not the secret of this place, only the first thing forced out by it. Beyond the broken platform, the ancient circle waits in the heat, older than the Riverhold, older than any of the settlements that you've unearthed so far, older than even the harvest, older than every footprint now pressed into the salt. The flats are quiet, but they are no longer unknown. And with that, we're going to transition back to our the screen. Yeah, I need the screen.
I would like to use Earthen Bulwark to raise the Drake out of the ground.
The ground, yep. I figured you would.
I'm gonna skin him.
All right, so you are going to do the harvesting at this point.
Yes.
Silence settles back over the black salt flats once more. The only sound are the slow trickle of water disappearing into the fractured earth and the distant crash of waves against the black sand beaches beyond the river delta. The standing stones remain exactly where they stood before the battle, ancient, unmoving, patient. From the grassy rise overlooking the flats, the workers begin making their way back towards you. Uncertain at first, their tools still resting across their shoulders. Mirafeld is the first to speak. So, is it over?
I think so. We just fought this big water sandy dragon thing.
It's a Drake.
Yeah, you got Zahir in there with his weapon trying to pry off scales and get at it and get to the underbelly. Yeah, he's working on it.
Is there still like a descent downward?
It seems to be. You don't really see any offshoot caves. Like there's water down in there. You can probably go for a swim if you wanted to, but whether or not it'd be safe, you're not sure. But it looks like just an underground cavern where it had been sleeping.
I really want to explore that cavern.
I have rope and other climbing geary stuff, so I am going to climb down into that cavern and take a look around.
I'm diving down with them.
I guess I'll leave the drake for now and go down with them. Valor?
Stay up there. It's fine. We need somebody to haul our butts out.
Yeah. How far down does that thing go?
How far down are you swimming?
I don't know. Ask them. They're the ones that jump down there.
That's what I'm
I'll go
asking.
100.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely goes almost 100 feet down underwater, and then it turns towards the east, towards the and then you know all of a sudden this is more salt than what was up top. This is now Southern Expanse water rushing in from the undercurrent. So it had come into this cave sleep away from the ocean currents, and now this is the exit. That's all it is a sleeping cave.
Okay.
Nothing in here?
Nothing that you find of any value. No.
I'm going to go climb back up my rope.
I will help RT climb up the rope. I guess
Okay.
I can.
You guys get no problem getting back out. Well, you're taking the time. You're not in any rush at this point. This is clearly, markers are starting to be put out because this particular area around the stones is still very unstable. It doesn't really go anywhere other than into this cavern, but it's unstable and not really safe for people to be walking across. So they're driving wooden stakes into the salt, putting bright strips of cloth being tied between them. What's that?
Caution tape.
Yeah, basically. Broken carts are dragged into place to discourage anyone from wandering too close to the fractured ground. Within the hour, the dangerous center of the flats has become a clearly marked exclusion zone, and the harvesting continues. With the immediate danger removed, you guys have uninterrupted moments to observe that observatory with care. The fact, again, you can make your diagrams and make notes of it without requiring any skill checks. You can determine that it is a perfect circle that they form. The central platform was intentionally constructed. The carvings do measure natural cycles rather than depict any kind of religious symbols. And it most certainly predates every known settlement that you can imagine being on Thalos. It's old. So as you have finished, by late afternoon, you start your way back to Riverhold, and the familiar sounds of Riverhold greet you long before the warehouse comes into view. Skiffs are being unloaded along the landing, the dock. Smoke rises from a few preservation fires set into the banks. Workers move crates between the warehouse while fishermen are mending nets beside the docks. Life continues. Inside the warehouse office, you find Rolvin Kale quietly listens as you recount what has transpired at the Black Salt Flats. He asks a few questions. When you finish, he closes his ledger, remains silent for a long moment, and finally he nods. You solve the problems that mattered, and the harvest can continue. So after you've done this, he orders the harvesting to continue at the salt flats. The central stone circle is to remain untouched except by those he approves. The sinkhole, of course, is marked and avoided, and only trusted workers are permitted near the observatory at all. No attempt is to be made to excavate the stones until Riverhold has the resources to do so safely. If those stones waited centuries beneath the salt, they can wait a little longer, is what he says. And that ends the salt harvest.
Good.
Did an hour and 45. I was expecting to go a little bit longer, but you actually wiped him out a little faster than I thought you were. Some of those spells, man, I gotta do something with.
Bestow Curse is just a great spell, and you gave that to Mythweaver for free.
Yeah, I know it is a really good spell. So
Yeah,
but again, that really wasn't the problem. All the intelligence stuff was just brutalizing him because he's dumb as a rock.
He's probably a rock.
So, he wasn't weak. 156 hit points with an AC of 18. He did not make his recharge on the spit, which kind of that spit is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
6 every time with acid damage and blinds you till the end of turn. So, or end of your turn. So yeah, it's quite the combat. So glad we made it through. Glad you guys survived. And Carrie, you made it through the first live stream adventure. How do you feel?
Good. I thought I was going to get hit a lot more because I am only level 4.
Yeah, well, when I do these adventures, even though the CRs I put up there, I'll say 5 to 8 or whatever, I adjust accordingly because honestly, all the character classes of Oiala-ndor are pretty much like 1 or 2 levels above what a normal D&D 5e character would be, because they have extra abilities. So I do make them a bit more of a challenge, but I adjust it accordingly. I mean, you're a lower level character. I don't want you coming in and getting wiped out in one hit. I mean, it can still happen on occasion, but you do have party members with you that can staunch the bleeding, so to speak, and bring you back. And that's the important part, because again, I'm a DM that believes in calling it like it is. I mean, if a character dies, they die. That's just the way it is. It's a game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'm not just about those that every character will live forever and tell their story. No, that's not how it goes. Hopefully, that's how it goes, because the stories make it more interesting. So you guys are putting together more and more puzzle pieces about Thalos Reach, the island, and what you're discovering, especially now that you know that there are traces of true giants. Not just giant folk, but true giants. You found traces of that in the last adventure you were on. You've also found now, well, you did during that one early adventure, you did see at a distance the eyeball of, well, if it was a drake, it was a really big one. Or it's an actual dragon. So you're not quite so. And these things are old. Like when I say in the history of this space, primordial space, it is true giants and dragons, and then the deities. They came after, so that's something to kind of keep in mind with the way things play out. And a lot of people, true giants are a myth to most folks, because when you say giant, if you're in most kingdoms and say giant, they're referring to giant folk. That's what they assume. And dragon, if you say dragon, they're just going to assume drake, because real dragons, they don't exist. They're just your imagination, is what many of them will say. But that's the kind of what you're piecing together. So there's a lot more to Thalos Reach than meets the eye. So those of you watching, thank you very, very much for tuning in and taking a seat at my table. And we will be back. I'm going to try to do one for next Tuesday as well, so we can push on to episode 51. I do have some ideas kind of tabled right now. Whether or not I have time to really develop it for next Tuesday already. But again, unfortunately, we will be live streaming our dungeon crawlers at some point, but right now we're doing them independently on Thursdays, just as a Discord event, Discord only. So again, if you join our Discord, you can take part in those voice chat sessions and kind of do what we call dungeon crawlers, and it's just that you're crawling through a dungeon and exploring spaces and gathering treasure and whatnot and lore. A lot of lore right now in the game, although there's been some treasures recently. But yeah, join us and then even take part in our Saturday play by post games. Those tend to be a lot of fun when you get 7 to 10 people all playing at once. And it's all timed, right? So it's not one of those things that will last you 12 hours of play. It's played out in about 2 to 3 hours as you do it, because you got 5 minutes per post, and then during combat you got like 3 minutes. So makes it a little bit, things run smoothly most of the time. Anyway, so thank you for my players as well. Glad you were able to join me and complete this little part of the story. I've been kind of sitting on this for a while, and I'm glad I got it out today. But yeah, we'll see what happens for next week. But we do have this week we have Dungeon Crawler. Thursday night we have Dungeon Crawler, and then Saturday during the day or Saturday night we're doing the play-by-post session this week as well. So we'll continue with that. All right. For that, guys, everybody out there, thank you. We love you. We will see you next time, and may all your rolls be critical, not just the 20, also the 1, because the 1 is just as much fun. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.